people don't trust the media anymore. Oh my God. You know, we are essential to democracy. We are essential to this form of government that we have. The founding fathers knew that we were going to, the press, the fourth leg, the fourth estate, was going to be the cleansing agent. Mike Wallace, maybe the greatest interviewer ever, summoned me into his office. He said, close the door. He said, hey kid, you're never going to make it until you learn to ask an embarrassing question without being embarrassed. And he said, I can do it. You have to learn how to do it.
Have you?
Yeah, I think so. It still hurts. I'll tell you what hurts. To ask a mother about a child who has died. They're there to discuss it, but it hurts. Then there's a crook, and you can ask him anything. And then there's a politician, and you can ask him or her anything, anything. And I don't get embarrassed, but I will tell you that several people have walked out on me, just thrown the microphone on the floor and stomped off. Trump wanted to be on 60 Minutes. I was assigned. And he summoned me and my boss to his office before he agreed. And we spent an hour with him in his office. And I guess it went well, and I got the interview. He was charming. This is a side of him that, you know, it's a lot of people don't see. He was him, though. He told me and my boss that this was the best office in the world, and he had the best view in the world. And at the end of that interview, he said, you're going to get my first interview as president. He promised it, and then he fulfilled it. This was his first interview as president and president-elect. It was just 2 or 3 days after he won the election, which was a huge surprise to everybody, and I mean everybody, including him. He won't admit it, but I saw a man in a state of shock. There were two things in my life that allowed me to have my career without much guilt. I want to say I had a little guilt, but not a lot. And the first was my mother, who wanted me to have a career. I remember her saying, and this was before I went to college, she said, not a job, not a job. I want you to have a career. I didn't know what I wanted to be at all. And she was on my case about having a career and not having children, because you can't have a career and children, and the career comes first. You have to have a career. And she was a backstage mother with a big foot in my back, pushing me constantly. And then I had my career. I was a reporter. She had always said, don't have children. By the way, I was her puppet, I will admit that. She said, don't have children, don't have children. And I turned 35, and she went, oh my God, I was wrong.
Yeah.
You have to have a child. I got pregnant. And my mother said, this is fantastic. Don't worry about taking care of the child and having your career. You must have your career, no matter what. If I'll live with you if you want, I'll be your nanny. I will pay for a nanny. You'll have a great nanny, we'll find you the best in the world. And my husband, as a writer, worked at home. And so I had a great nanny, thanks to my mother. And I had Aaron, my husband, who's a writer, who had an office in our apartment. And so my daughter had people loving her at home. And a little of me goes a long way.
There's always been fake news. People have always made up things throughout time that affected the populace.
I'm pessimistic about the future, partly because of this insinuation about fake news that, as you say, absolutely permeates. So how does 60 Minutes get caught up in what Fox News is saying? But we do. It's the reputation that they have given And it seeps all the way through the system, and then the president starts attacking mainstream media. And we all now are tainted. And you see it in polls. People don't trust the media anymore. Oh my God. You know, we are essential to democracy. We are essential to this form of government that we have. The founding fathers knew that we were going to, the press, the fourth leg, the fourth estate, was going to be the cleansing agent. We are the reason that this country has basically less corruption than most countries. I'm not going to say we don't have some, but if you have a press that's weak, we can't ferret out. It's corrosive, and it does permeate all the way through our system. Now, what we do, and I think what other reputable news organizations do, is we're doing our jobs. And we're doing them the way they should be, with our standards. The truth is the most important thing to us, and we just do it, and we will continue to do it. As someone said, life is an act of courage, and we're just plowing through this.